Well, let's bring you up to date now on the situation in Egypt. Demonstrations taking place in several cities against the government of President Hosni Mubarak, not only in the capital but also in Alexandria and Suez. Well, Ben Wiedemann is standing by there overlooking the Nile in Cairo. Ben, very interesting dispatch we were getting from Nick Robertson up in Alexandria. A little earlier he was saying the police seemed, at least one or two instances that he had witnessed, police seem to be pulling the punch. Do you have any sense of that there in Cairo?
Now, my feeling here is that the police are not holding back. They're really cracking down hard on the demonstrators. What you're seeing right now in front of you is the 6th October bridge going from the island of Zamalek, a fairly posh neighborhood in Cairo, going to the heart of the city. And back and forth, the protesters and the police have gone. Obviously, the police are trying to keep the protesters away from Tahrir Square, which is really the heart of Cairo, where on Tuesday we saw 15,000 at least people there. No, but I can tell you what we've seen in Cairo today is that they've brought out all the forces they can, the police, the plainclothes policemen. There are also rumors that the government has released common criminals from prison to take part in the suppression of these protests. And I think we had a run-in with some of those, either plainclothes policemen or released criminals who set upon the CNN crew and tried to take our camera away. In fact, they did take our camera away and break it in the process. I've called senior Egyptian government officials to complain about this, but it appears that they're powerless in all of this, that the army, and rather the police, have been given a carte blanche to do what it takes to suppress these demonstrations. But the demonstrators I'm watching here on the bridge, they move forward, they move back, but they're not going home.
Okay, Ben, we're also seeing top left of your screens pictures that have just reached us from Suez, where, as you can see, the police are going in hard, police in riot gear, moving against protesters, and a building there which is going up in smoke, and a demonstration in the background. These are pictures that have been shot from a tall building, and you can get some kind of sense of the large numbers involved. Ben, just coming back to you, we are seeing, huge numbers, or certainly in a comparatively small city by comparison with Cairo. What sort of numbers do you think we're looking at Cairo, or is it really in Cairo, or is it almost impossible to tell?
It's impossible to tell for one reason. The internet is down, cell phones are down. It's very hard to get in touch with anybody. But what we're seeing is in major Egyptian cities, and in fact even in just small neighborhoods, that people are protesting. I've known the Egyptians for many years. They're incredibly patient, incredibly good-humored, but I hear time and time and again, we're fed up, we're fed up, we're fed up. They're tired, and I think they just, as the saying goes, they just can't take it anymore. They want to change, but this is a government that seems impervious to those demands. We've spoken with officials from the National Ruling Democratic Party, the ruling National Democratic Party, who've said we will carry on with our policies, our reforms. They say that their finger is on the pulse of the youth, but I don't think the youth are feeling it in Cairo, and not just the youth. We see middle-aged families taking part in these demonstrations. In fact, on the tape that was stolen by the Egyptian police, Mary Rogers captured a family of 4 people, mother, father, and 2 kids, who laid down on the sidewalk, not in the street, to protest and chant against the government. A group of plainclothes policemen went at them with billy clubs, with sticks and punches. No tolerance here. Seems that all restraint has been thrown to the wind.
Ben, thank you very much, joining us there live from the banks of the Nile in the Egyptian capital, Cairo. Stay safe, and thank you for that report. And I must say, listening to what you say about Egyptians, I forget who said it, but it was a couple of hundred years ago that they said, "Beware the anger of a patient man." Well, it seems very relevant at this time. We're going to take another